Hi everyone, I am really excited today to share with you some tips and ideas of how you can have a very effective booth for whether it's an expo or a boutique, of some things that you can do to get the best out of a booth. And my name is Marcy Crawford. I'm certified health coach with Take Shape for Life. So let's get started. One of the most important things to think about as you prepare or are thinking about doing a booth is deciding, is it realistic? Should I invest my time, money into doing booths? So some things that you want to definitely consider. First is the booth fee. How much is it going to cost? Second, are you going to need babysitting? And how much is that going to cost? Third, your print-offs. You're going to need to have handouts. How much is that going to cost? Prizes. Are you going to do prizes? If you are going to do prizes, how much are those prizes going to cost you? Also think about your time. How much time are you going to need to have? Usually when I set up a booth, it takes anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes. So making that time restraint. And also considering the actual time for the booth. Also, some things to consider is how well attended is the event. If it's not very well attended, it may not be the best idea to do that. And the second is your personality type. Do you like going and talking to complete strangers? I know as health coaches, that's sometimes a lot of what we do, but really, I also want to make a point right now, is that doing booths are really fun. In my personal opinion, I really enjoy doing a booth. But with that said, I don't feel that it's the best way to build your business with Take Shape for Life. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to do a booth, well, don't do one. You can. There are so many other wonderful ways to build your business, because doing a booth, you're focusing on a very cold market. And with Take Shape for Life, focusing your business on your warm market is the smartest thing that you can do. But every once in a while, doing a booth, I think is really fun and really great, and it stretches you and your abilities to explain what it is you have to offer with Take Shape for Life. So decide though, is this something I really want, and is it my personality? Would I enjoy that? And that's a decision you should make, and also talk to your mentor to coach. Also, if you are doing a booth, you need to make sure that you are a fully integrated health coach, meaning, or a business coach, that you need to have $6,000 in your frontline volume if you are going to man a booth on your own. If you are not a fully integrated business coach in that way, then you cannot do a booth unless you have a coach who meets those requirements. So just make sure that you're following compliance in that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a minute and talk about what I have done. I have done probably 6 or 7 booths in the year, and I feel like I have learned so much. And I've had a lot of fun. When I first started doing booths, I would have a big prize. I would actually do a bullet blender, and I'd say, enter to win me. And I'd get everyone's information. And then I'd go and I'd call them. And my very first expo, I didn't get a single client. It was horrible. I hated it. But after that, I came up with the idea of having a Habits of Health wheel. If you live in Utah and you're close to me and are wanting to do a booth, you can contact me, and perhaps I can let you borrow mine. But if you are not in Utah, you can build your own if you want to. But I love doing this Habits of Health wheel because I felt like it was teaching people exactly what it is that we do as coaches and what it is we really have to offer. So with our Habits of Health wheel, this is what I had built. I've used it for 2 or 3 of our expos, and that picture with my daughter kind of shows you how the setup was. So let's talk about, how do you set up your booth? So you want to have a Take Shape for Life banner or a poster of some kind. If you don't have one, talk to your mentor coach. They may know someone in the area that may have that to help you do that. Also, creating the Habits of Health wheel, just so you know what I did. Mine is out of plywood. The center part where with the arrow was a Lazy Susan I got from IKEA, and then I just painted it. I took some tape and to make sharp edges, and I used letter cutouts. I used my sister-in-law's Cricut, and then I just Mod Podged the paper onto the board. So it was actually pretty simple. It wasn't too time intensive. I would say maybe 2 or 3 hours it took me to make it. So you have to just decide what's your time worth, and if it's worth it for you to make one or not. And again, talk to your mentor coach in that. But that's what I did with the Habits of Health wheel. Also, you want to make sure you have some before and after pictures. Obviously, you want your pictures and as many of your clients' pictures. So that way, when people come by, that you can tell them, this is someone I know, and this is what they've done. You want to have some prizes. So ideas for prizes, you can do $20 off your first month if they get the prize part of the wheel. You could do $20 off the sleep set or the blanket. You could have, I often will go on orientaltrading.com and get mini yo-yos and frisbees. I'll also go on to wristbands.com and I'll have my website and Stop Challenge Choose written on one side and my website on the other. And or you could have water bottles, but ideas are endless. Biggest thing with your prizes, don't spend a lot of money on your prizes. Make them as minimal as possible. I even had a friend who owned a Zumba place, and he gave me free punch card passes that I would give. So that was also helping promote his business. So if you have some connections with people who that they may have some prizes that you can give away there, you can look into that. So those are just a few ideas of prizes that you can do. Your clipboard, you want to make sure you have a clipboard with a sign-up sheet, and I'll show you in a second the sign-up sheet that I have been using the last few times, or a referral pad. I know Wendy Henry has a great sample of a referral pad. That's something you could use as well. Also, you want to have handouts. So with my Habits of Health wheel, I have a handout for every single habit of health that briefly goes over that habit of health and some things that Dr. Anderson teaches about that habit of health, and it references his books, and I'll show you an example of that as well. Also, I have sample newsletters. So I've taken some newsletters and I've laminated them, and when I'm out talking to people, I can say, hey, would you be interested in a newsletter? And I have one handy, and so they can look at it and see what it is, so they know exactly what it is they're signing up for. I also, if you want to do a book display, depending on what your banners are, you may want to have a book display there. Also, you'll want a string, paper clips, or a clothesline to hang your before and after pictures on. So I strung mine between I tied it to the top of the two banners. Here, you can see the string between the two to hang my before and after pictures. Also, make sure you have a tablecloth as needed, depending on what your setup is. So those are some things that you definitely want to consider and look at as you're preparing to set up your booth. Okay, so here on the left is the Habits of Health. So say if they got mindfulness, this would be the handout that I give them. And you can obviously, I have all of these on a Word doc that I will put out, and you can contact me. I can send you those, so that way you can change the information so it's yours. And I put these on a fourth of a sheet of paper, so it's really small, and hand those out depending on what habit of health that they get. And I love the wheel because, whatever habit of health they get on the wheel, I will take time and talk about that habit of health to them. And it's a really great teaching opportunity as you talk to them, and so they can see what it is that we do as health coaches is really teaching the habits of health. Also over here is the sheet of paper that I'll print off and I'll have with my clipboard and getting information. The notes section is really important. You want to write down as much as possible about that person so you can remember them once they're gone, whether it's any attributes that stick out into your mind, how many kids they had or where they're from. So just so it can jog your memory of your conversation with that person. So making sure you take a lot of notes there is really, really helpful. All right, so what are some things that you say when you're at a booth? So some conversation starters that I've seen over the time that I've doing, you can say, hey, how are you liking the expo? Are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? What's been your favorite booth that you've seen? Or, oh my goodness, where did you get that hat? It's so cute. And, start talking to them, talk about their kids if you notice something, but being genuine in your compliments. And, as you just have fun conversation, gradually they'll come to you. And a lot of people, depending on the booth, they're going to walk past, and you have to be prepared for this. So if you're going to do a booth, be prepared for the fact that you're going to get people who are going to go and not want to talk to you at all. And me personally, since I've been doing the booths, I find that it's just not worth trying to tag down every single person. I really try and wait for cues for people to see if they look, and if they're looking, then I really try to engage them and talk to them, because I want to find people who are truly interested and want to know about the program. Because if I'm continually having to drive it out of them, chances are they probably don't want to do the program, and I don't want to waste my time calling a bunch of people who really aren't interested. My time is very valuable. So once you get talking, some things that I say, definitely share your story. Share your 30-second story. For me, I'll be like, yeah, I lost 30 pounds in just over 3 months on the Nursing Mothers program. And, I reached a healthy weight, which was awesome, but I can't believe how much energy I have. And I've been able to maintain my weight for over a year and a half, which has been the best part. And then I'll go on. So just an idea of some other things you can say. So yeah, I'm a certified health coach. I work with a preventative health company, and we really focus on people creating health, optimal health into their lives. And we talk all about these habits here. And there's really 3 main aspects to our program. We have your education, we have your support, and we have a medically based eating program. And what I really like to do is I love to do free health assessments or a free health consultation. And you and I will chat about what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and I'll explain how the program can help you reach your goals. And then you can decide if it's the right fit for you. And I really keep it simple, and then say, would you be interested in a consultation? Awesome. Okay. What time? When is the best day? So I try and set it up for the very next week and say, okay, would Monday or Tuesday be better? And what time? So when you do these expos, you plan out the following week and decide what are your time slots that you have to do interested scripts and to do your consultations. And then I let them know that I'm going to say, just so you know, I'm going to text you an hour before our consultation so that you remember. And if you have anything come up, just let me know. And that has been huge in really setting down a specific time for health consultation. I mean, sometimes I'll approach it, and it's really fun. Here at the expo, I'm setting up my consultations right now. When are you available? So really that one thing in and of itself has been very, very helpful as I've been doing booths. Okay, I think that is probably the biggest thing and also as you're talking to people, you can tell them about the free ebook, you can tell them about the newsletter, and just find out what it is. So back here to your checklist, would you be interested in a free ebook? And I talk about Dr. A and all that he teaches there. Would you be interested in a free newsletter, and show them the newsletter that we have? Would you be interested in a health consultation? And then if someone's really into health, oh, I am always looking for people who enjoy helping others create health. I'm doing interviews. Would you be interested in an interview and learning how you can help others create health in their lives? So really making sure that you're doing all of the offering is very, very helpful. So also, once you are done with your booth, some things that you want to consider, and what you really need to do, as soon as your booth is over, that night, I write up a thank you email. I put an email together and I say, thank you so much for coming to the event. It was so great meeting you. And in that email, whether they signed up for it or not, I will send everyone in that email list of an ebook, Dr. A's ebook. And then I'll also highlight if I have any events coming up, which it's really smart, have an event the following week or shortly thereafter, so you can give them that information in that email of upcoming events. So that way they have their information. And then I say everyone who signed up for a free newsletter, they will start receiving them on such and such date or such and such week. So that way they know when to anticipate those. And then I make sure that night as well that I get on my phone, depending on your cell phone. I have my cell phone, I can schedule text messages. So I'll go through and put everyone's name and text into my phone, and I'll schedule a text message an hour before their consultation and say, hey, just a reminder, or how have I phrased it? I say, hey, so-and-so, this is Marcy Crawford. I'm just reminding you about your free health consultation at 2 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to talking to you. See you then, or talk to you then. So anyway, and then I'll text that off. And that has been really helpful because I would say 70 to 80% of the people, when I send them a text beforehand, I actually have a consultation with them. When before, if I wasn't, I haven't done that in the past, and when I didn't do it, my success rate of actually doing a consultation with that person wasn't as high. So anyway, hopefully those have been very helpful tips for you, and I'm way excited. If you ever have any other questions or need some more ideas, feel free to contact me. So anyway, let's go out and get America healthy, and I'm going to see if I can stop. All right, have a great day.